Welcome. This is a strategic guide for senior leadership, boards, and investors navigating the European Union's landmark AI Act. Over the next few minutes, we're going to provide a clear overview of your key obligations and the immediate actions you need to consider.
Here's what we'll be covering. We'll start with that fast-approaching 2026 enforcement deadline, then talk about the Act's surprising global reach. We'll dive deep into the AI literacy mandate, clarify the key roles your organization might play, lay out a practical compliance framework, and finish with your immediate next steps.
Okay, let's dive right in with the enforcement timeline. You need to know that the clock is absolutely ticking on what is the world's first ever comprehensive regulatory framework for AI. And make no mistake, this isn't just another piece of legislation. It's a fundamental shift in how artificial intelligence is going to be governed on a global scale. Now, while certain parts of the Act, like the AI literacy mandate, have actually been applicable since February of 2025, the date that needs to be circled on your strategic calendar is August 2nd, 2026. That's the day full public enforcement by designated national authorities officially kicks off. Now, there's a common and very dangerous assumption that a regulation coming out of the EU doesn't really apply to operations based in the US or elsewhere. When it comes to the AI Act, that is a critical and potentially very costly misunderstanding. So let's get right to the most important question for you and your board. Are you actually in scope? For a lot of organizations, the answer is going to be a surprising and resounding yes. And here's why. The crucial thing to understand is that it doesn't matter where your company is legally established. What matters is whether your AI system is placed on the EU market or, and this is the real kicker, if its output is used anywhere inside the European Union. As you can see from these examples, the Act has a very broad extraterritorial scope. It's a lot like the GDPR in that way. It's designed to capture many common business activities that simply touch the EU. So if your AI-powered service has clients in Europe, or if you're using an AI tool to recruit for a European office, you really need to be paying close attention. All right, so now that we've established that global scope, let's focus in on one of the most urgent and, frankly, foundational requirements of the Act. I'm talking about Article 4, the AI literacy mandate. This is not a future concern. This obligation has been in force since February of 2025. It specifically mandates that you ensure your staff and anyone else dealing with AI systems on your behalf have what it calls a sufficient level of AI literacy. This is a proactive requirement, not a reactive one. Now, what's really interesting here is how the Act specifically defines AI literacy. It's not just about technical skills. It demands a much broader, more comprehensive awareness of the strategic opportunities, the operational risks, and, importantly, the potential harm an AI system could cause. So, how the AI Act impacts you really comes down to your organization's role in the whole AI value chain. It's essential to analyze your activities carefully because your specific responsibilities are going to differ pretty significantly based on how you're classified. To put it simply, a provider builds and markets the AI while a deployer uses it. Now, that AI literacy obligation we talked about applies to both, but the nature and the depth of the training will be very different. A provider's training has to be focused on development risks, while a deployer's needs to focus on operational risks. So, the big question is, how do you actually comply with this? Well, the good news is that the EU's own AI office is emphasizing a flexible, context-dependent approach. They recognize that there is no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to AI literacy. So, with that in mind, here is a practical four-step framework your organization can adopt to build a robust and, just as importantly, a defensible AI literacy program. This approach lets you move systematically from just a general baseline of knowledge to highly tailored expertise where it's needed most. At an absolute minimum, the European Commission expects any program to cover these core areas to be considered a good faith effort. Think of this as the foundation, the table stakes for your organization-wide training. And what this really shows is the need for a layered program. That foundational knowledge is essential for all of your staff, sure, but you also have to implement increasingly specialized training for different personas, people with greater responsibility or exposure to high-risk systems, like your teams in procurement, governance, and of course, your technical folks. All right, so this guide has provided that high-level strategic overview. Now, the real imperative is to translate this awareness into concrete action within your organization before that enforcement deadline arrives.
To summarize, here are the 5 critical takeaways for your leadership team. 1. That August 2026 deadline is firm. 2. The Act's reach is global and it very likely includes your organization. 3. AI literacy under Article 4 is a foundational and already active requirement. 4. Your compliance program has to be tailored to specific roles and risks. And finally, number 5, you have to turn this awareness into action now, not in mid-2026.
And we absolutely must emphasize this point. This guide is intended to be the starting point for your internal discussions. It frames the key issues, but it is not and cannot be the final word for your specific circumstances. And for that reason, it is absolutely essential that you engage with qualified legal experts. They are the only ones who can conduct a formal risk assessment that is tailored to your specific operations and your company's unique use of AI systems. So, we'll leave you with this final thought to consider. The question is no longer if AI will be regulated, but rather how will you demonstrate compliance in this new era of global regulatory oversight?